Hello, everyone. How we doing tonight? Just had a banging day, so hopefully everyone is well. Let's get that screen up. How's sound? What's up, Nine? Lovely to have you. How's everyone doing? Can you guys hear me? The Discord delay always gets me. Awesome. Awesome. Hopefully you all had a great day. Sorry, I'm receiving a call. Let me just text that person. Sorry about that, guys. But you know what the vibe is here, right? It's chill. 4:30 my house. All right. Sorry guys for changing the time multiple times. You guys know me. Friday nights I go out and enjoy. I'm not gonna hide that part of myself to you guys. And I'm going down to a friend's apartment. We're gonna head over. He just moved for school, so we're gonna go and have some fun. So doing these early gives me the time to do that. So sorry if I'm messing up all of you guys' schedule. Hopefully it's not too much of a hassle, and as these are recorded, I hope you guys still get the value from them. And I'm doing great, Elian. Thank you for asking. Just had a really great day, to be honest. So, doing amazing, doing amazing. And we'll look at it, right? Because from a higher time frame perspective, I did prepare this one a little bit. Tell me how you guys like the format of this at the end, all right? But we're just trading between previous week high and previous week low, right? We're just stuck within that range. So from a higher time frame perspective, there is no real trend I can follow, right? I've told you guys this multiple times before. When this happens, I really just take any setup that presents itself as long as it follows the checklist, right? So of course, every setup is going to be a little worse because I don't have a clear higher time frame direction, right? Which is where I bring in my personal discretion. And in this case, I don't have that part. So every setup has to be basically following the checklist, right? I still don't require SMT, but I like it to be there, right? As always. But the setups I take are the ones that present themselves and align, have a clear draw on liquidity, since I do not have my higher time frame expansion direction, I guess is the best way I can present it. So still trading between previous week high and previous week low. Until we break one of these levels, I'm going to be very careful here. Let's remove this. As you guys have seen, I'm getting used to it. I need to prepare them in advance to the fact that we get basically, well, I get used to them. And see, you can hide certain drawings. So I need to get ready for them. But from a daily power of 3 perspective, we pretty much had, well, we had an inside day, right? We can see it by seeing, what is this? This is a new thing. I don't like this. We had an inside day, right? Trading between previous day high and previous day low. Small range day, still plenty and plenty of opportunities that we'll look into. But once again, from a directional standpoint, not much I can do there. So what am I going to be trading? I'm going to be trading session highs and lows frameworks, right? So looking to go grab that London high was a first objective for me at 9:30. We did not, but we still had some very nice late AM long opportunities, which we'll look into. Also, we took out Asia high, looking to go take out Asia low, along with all this liquidity, which turns out to be relative equal lows, another high probability target, as well with the confluence, of course, looking at retracements to key opening prices. We had plenty of opportunities for both sides. You guys know me, with those reviews, I like to look at both sides because some students or some people who just follow these calls, right, might be bullish and others might have been bearish today. I personally was looking to prioritize shorts, so I didn't take any longs. I took 2 shorts today, and we'll look at them. But nonetheless, I like to look at both directions so that you guys can have really a full experience here, right? So let's go down to a 1 minute and look into it in that sense. Let's actually remove previous day high and low so we can have a nice chart here. As we see, I've already prepared everything. So as I said, you guys let me know what you think about that, right? But we discussed those equal lows that we just talked about, right? Right at that current daily low as well. From daily open to London high, do you consider it manipulation? That's how I was framing it today, right? So just seeing that open to that high form, The only reason why I wasn't confident in it, Alex, is because we had no SMT at that area. So I want to see SMT for me to consider it a high probability high of day, high probability low of day. I didn't have that. But when the high or the low of the day forms during the London session, we usually see a small range day. That's just what the data tells me. All right. So when I saw this swing, I said, okay, well, this seems to be somewhere where we can form the high of day, but we don't have SMT. So I'm still open to both directions. Truth is, if a long came before my short, I would have taken that long. But I just took the short first. And based on my experience and everything, I like to target equal highs and lows. Right? It's exactly like yesterday, right? We had unclear power of 3. Let's actually bring this guy so that we can actually have some standpoints, right? Unclear power of 3, but we have equal levels, right? Equal highs, equal lows down here. So I don't know if the manipulation was lower or the manipulation is that move higher. Well, it's an impulse price move. So that move higher was a lot higher probability, but we have those equal lows. So I don't need to think. I have a high probability target. I have a manipulation above the daily open. I can look to short. Right? So it's not about knowing where price goes. It's about understanding, as we talked about yesterday, actually, it's about understanding where my high probability shorts will be and where my high probability longs will be. So I know that when I'm at the open, right, I think it was with you, Alex, actually, that we were talking about yesterday. The current daily range, okay, that's what that was. The current daily range right now, when I'm at the open, I can look for shorts. Just got out of a premium here. So I know that high probability opportunities to short will be up here. And if I use my recent ranges, for example, right at the open, right? At the open, we expanded lower. This means that if I'm looking for shorts, I can't trade anything. We'll talk about this early short right here that I actually entered right at 9:30. But if you're looking at that premium and discount, I know that here, best opportunities are to shorts, looking for continuations of the trends. You're always going to have a better, I guess, success rate if you're always looking for continuations rather than reversals. Just look and target the liquidity if bias is unclear then. Yeah. And what do I use for that? I use session liquidity. I use key opening prices. I use equal highs and lows. Those levels specifically are always what I target. And you guys know me, right? Recently, I haven't had a grasp on the daily chart as I had before. And so that's what I do. And I like bringing you guys along with this because trading isn't perfect. I'm not always right. I don't always know where it's going. So what do I do when I have no fucking clue, but I still want to generate income, right? I still want to bring money to my table. Well, very straightforward. I just trade liquidity. Because I know that trading this pattern, because let's be honest, it's a pattern. Trading this unicorn pattern is high probability. It has a high success rate of, even when it forms between that 9:30 and 11:30, it has a high probability of working. So then I look for high probability objectives as well. And you guys know me. When I say high probability, I'm talking about statistics. It's not a bullshit word I throw out there, right? So I look to target those levels. And see, on a day like today, I personally, this is the original entry that would be the unicorn. But since that was just before 9:30, I waited for 9:30, took the entry right on the open as we were still within that level. And that was my first short. I looked to target the equal lows, but as you can see, here, let's bring that crosshair out. It doesn't offer enough risk to reward, but to that 4 standard deviation, still doesn't. So I basically just took profit at, let's find it, 1.7 here. So in 2 minutes, took a small partial. I was looking for Asia low next, and of course, those equal lows, which are our current low of day. As you can see, we barely did not reach Asia low, and I just decided to close my trade here. I don't have the executions nearby. Just tag me in general, and I'll send them to you guys if you guys are curious for my exact exit. But not on this leg, but when we went a few ticks away and reversed, you guys know me. I've said it multiple times before. Sorry, I have a fucking, what are they called? The little insects that drink your blood. I didn't get the motherfucker. I'm sorry. He is actually pissing me off. They're not flies. What are they called? I don't know. Yeah, moustique, but that's in French. So help me out here. Mosquitoes? Oh my God. Yeah, well, I had a mosquito right there. I'm sorry. He was pissing me off. But what I was saying is that I prefer to just close my trade and lose out on potentially, see in this case, almost 40 handles rather than being reversed most of the time. And see in this case, it would have actually broken me even on SMT. So sometimes I lose out on that potential 40R profit, 40 handle profit. But a lot of times as well, I save myself a break even. So that's just another psychological rule that I do. And these aren't rules that are part of the Rise model mechanical execution, right? Here you'd be waiting for it. And if you took a partial here, well, you would have gotten stopped out break even. Still would have been a great trade, but I wanted to bring you guys along all the execution and trade management variables. Nonetheless, still had a great continuation opportunity. So after we induced this level, Asia low is even better. Of course, after we formed that breaker as well, standard deviations aligned beautifully. I mean, this is what we say when we mean a perfect setup. Of course, you had some drawdown. We don't care about the result. The setup was perfect. SMT, you have a beautiful breaker block, clear entry, standard deviations aligned with clear liquidity targets, equal lows, right? With Asia low, of course. I mean, it can't be more perfect than this. The only thing I would have liked here is a little more risk to reward offering on that level. As you can see, Asia low did not offer enough. I personally did not trade this short specifically. My other short was actually a loss. I just went break even too quickly. So my day is pretty much a break even day. Just a tiny ass win. And sorry for my vulgarity there. But I missed the setup, sadly. And if we look at it, right, basically you go break even at Asia low since it's your take profit and it does not offer enough risk to reward, right? You go break even then, and then you're just freeloading this level, current low of day, relative equal lows. They offer enough risk to reward. And then of course you can look to partial at 4 standard deviation. Once again, hold a runner if you want. I mean, I didn't take this trade. Usually I could tell you, but you guys know my specific rules to trailing. Every time a range form and we expand past that range, we close below it, then my stop becomes there. But anytime below break even. So for example, here we formed a range. We closed below it, expanded below it. So now my stop goes here. Once again, oh, I moved that guy. Once again, we form a range here. We close below it. We did not expand below it, but we did close below it. So now trailing goes here. So for me, a trailing stop in this case, which is how I would have managed it, because after 2 take profit levels, definitely only a runner left, would have gotten stopped out here. So once again, bringing mechanical logic so that you don't have room for hindsight. You don't have room for, I don't know, FOMO, any sort of emotions getting into your trading, right? You have rules. Follow the rules. That's the only thing you have to worry about. And that's what I like, personally. And what you can see is that that rule is created so that, hey, when we form a bullish breaker here, I no longer want to be in my short trade. So I'll bring it back here because that's the take profit level. And of course, 1.7R, a little smaller than we like them, right? But with the smaller win as well, let's just say you got broken even here. 2 small wins equates 1 pretty decent win. So even if your bias was short, like myself, would have had a pretty decent day if you execute it correctly, right? If your bias was long, on the other hand, you would have had this very beautiful setup. A lot of drawdown on this one, tends to be pretty scary. And yes, of course, including the volume imbalance, which doesn't change a thing here since it's at the low of the fair value gap. A lot of drawdown, but once again, 3PD array stop loss rule, right? Fair value gap, and you have this little tiny inversion right here, bringing your stop to the low of the fair value gap candle. No stress. Once again, same thing, right? I'm looking for, how can I say this? I'm looking for a mechanical way that just brings emotion out of it. For the long first premium, what was your range? Right here. We'll look at it in a second. And I know your confusion right away, right? Because our target is the first premium in efficiency, especially if it lines up beautifully with 2 to 2.5. I mean, that's just textbook. Now you might say, okay, this is bullshit. This is hindsight, right? He didn't catch the exact high before the retracement and whatnot. Okay, well, let's go look at it. What's our logic? 5-minute chart. we're going to use our recent range. Now, you guys know that with SMT, I'm going to use this range. So this is the range I use. The most recent swing high to swing low of a bearish range, of course. And no, I'm not going to use this range. We've just broke out of it. But to be fair, what is the first premium inefficiency here? This order block. Okay. What if I use this range? It is still this order block. What if I use this range? It is still this order block. Now, maybe if I use this range, oh, that's a tough one. Let's zoom in. Let's go really fucking deep. There you go. It is still that one. It's in premium. Barely, probably a tick. Yeah, by a tick, but it's still premium. So your first premium in efficiency, unless you use the range of basically the current range of the day, which in this case you would have looked for higher and actually ended up having a more successful trade, just that would have lasted longer and higher resistance, right? You would have looked for that swing high pretty much. That's right here, which would be your first premium in efficiency. And see, it would have reached it before the end of day. Just as I said, would have been a little harder to hold. So basically, no matter what range you used, you had a successful trade in this case. I like to use more recent price action. Since we had SMT here, this range is of importance to me. First premium. And as I said, in this case, it does not matter as long as you didn't use the London high as your range. Still successful, still would have worked out, but you guys know I like to go in and out quickly. So very, very nice trade there. Very sad I didn't take it, but anytime I go for 2 trades and my current daily P&L is break even or a small win, I just blow it. I don't know how. I just know my data, all right? Anytime I have 2 mid trades is how I like to say it, then that third trade is always a fuckery. I mean, there's no better way to say it. So when is Netflix and chill ER today? No time soon. No time soon. We're not going to do any sort of team building Netflix price action reviews. That's not going to work here. Sadly, I guess. From taking profit here, you would have gotten stopped out break even during lunch, just at the start of lunch. Of course, if you had the other take profit, you would have been fine. I mean, I'm very happy with taking profit, getting stopped out break even. I don't mind that at all. You guys know me. I keep repeating that today. I don't know why. Next up, PM session, lunch framework. Very straightforward, very beautiful. It did not work out, but that doesn't mean you didn't have a successful trade within it. As soon as we took out lunch high, what you're looking for? I'm looking for a unicorn. That's all that I'm missing. I'm in a premium of the current daily range, so high probability shorts. I have my framework that is based off statistics, session framework, but the first entry did not work out. So you had a breaker block that formed right here. Entry just right here on this first fair value gap. That would have led to a stop loss. But the next breaker that formed, and once again, I'm not picking and choosing. I'm going in order. That's the first one that formed, gave you a setup, take that trade. Second one that formed, gave you a setup, take that trade. On the inversion fair value gap right here, the breaker formed on this candle right here. I mean, we did retrace into this this inversion up here. I just thought it was a little too hindsight for my liking. And I don't really trade the PM session, especially when I have, basically I only trade it when I don't have trades in the AM. The actual mechanical entry is this one. But in my head, it was like, it's too good to give, right? And 3PD array stop loss rule gives inversion fair value gap order block. So your stop would actually be right here, which is just nasty. A 10 handle stop here, it's a 13R trade. That is the mechanical way to execute the Rice model. Seemed a little too, as I said, I don't like to give you guys trades that promise these sorts of results when it's hindsight. What I mean by that is when we're reviewing charts. If we were live, I would have taken this, I could have showed it to you guys. But in this case, I prefer to just show you the conservative entry, which in this case, first discount is this level. But when we have relative equal lows here, I always like to get that extra level, right? But for the sake of pessimism, let's just say 1.92R is your partial, and then you could have taken another partial here. And then, of course, your final level would have been lunch low, which in this case we did not reach. And you guys know 4 p.m., As soon as the 4 p.m. candle opens, that is when I close all my trades no matter what. So in this case, you would have pretty much closed right at the middle of the first discount and efficiency and that equal low it formed. So a lot of opportunities today. One loss, two smaller win opportunities, one slightly bigger. This one is actually, because I keep thinking about that real entry above, is a real big trade, but nonetheless, plenty of opportunity to make consistent renewable income. I mean, what more can you ask? Do we have any questions? I know we went a little quickly today, but I wanted to try out this format of, I know we talked about it yesterday, but of preparing them earlier, but still going through the process. So I would love if you guys give me a little bit of feedback. I just saw in general, someone doesn't like me. Oh, Emil, thank you for deleting that. I just tagged everyone for that call and he said no one cares. Well, unfortunate. Did you ban him, Emil? Okay, no. You did not. Wrong message to wrong channel. Sorry, guys. Okay, dude. Fair enough. Yes, Alex, well said. Speedy and efficient. That's your translation for the people who did not understand. That is French. But yeah, if you guys still feel you're getting the value out of this, I'm gonna change it to this because just to be honest with you all, from a YouTube perspective, 45-minute price action reviews multiple times a week is not popular. But if I can bring these videos down to between 20 and 25 minutes, even 30 minutes on those bigger days, by preparing the things in advance and just showing you guys, and then of course if there are questions, it's going to be a little longer. But I feel like that would be very nice for my growth on social media. So up to you guys. I mean, right? I just let you guys make the decisions for me. I want this to be a community, not my Discord. And tell people to dig deeper and charge 50K for one-on-one. Okay, dude. Okay. Fair enough. Well, you say that, but anyone that you see here with the purple role is a private student. That was charged $2,500 for 6 months of private teachings. And no, I do not do them anymore. It's too much time invested. I'm glad I could help some people and make money meanwhile, right? I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but no more of that for me. All good, love the format. Lovely, lovely. I'm taking a shot at someone. Can you guess who? You need to stop trying to bait me. I don't like that negativity. And sometimes it gets me. Sometimes, I just get heated, and you might have seen some ideas on Twitter. But no, I want to keep this inclusive. I don't want people who just learned under that guy, for example, and are looking for something more to be deterred from the Discord, from the community, just because the founder said something about someone they liked, So I want to keep this inclusive. So I'm not going to comment, and I'm not going to bring my personal opinion into it. But yes, I do know exactly who you mean. Yeah, big brains, big brains. All right, well, I'm going to wish you all the best of weekends, all right? Same routine as always. Take some time off, recoup, enjoy. You need to give your time for your brain and your body to recharge, all right? So you guys have fun. We'll see each other on Sunday for a customary weekly outlook. Have a great one, guys. Always a pleasure.